Hey, good morning. This is Jim Shields here. Supposed to get observed today. Mr. Williams, I know you couldn't make it out with everything going on in the district. It is about 6:45 a.m. or something like that. Get out here early to collect some materials. In here, we have a bunch of hay, grass, dried up twigs, some things that I'm going to use for today's demonstration. I'll show you that in a little bit. Today, we're going to be doing Bowdrill fires. So students will basically, the whole thing where you rub two sticks together like cavemen used to do. So we'll do that in a more organized way, and hopefully we get to see some good stuff today. But it all starts with getting in here early, getting everything prepped, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a bit. Students will enter the classroom through the woods there. This is the bridge that we built last year. They'll cross over the creek and head back to our classroom where things will be set up. As you can see, we made some benches out here. We have 7 different stations set up. Each station will have a foam pad, we'll have a tarp, and there's a couple stations across the creek there, and some stations over there. Essential materials for today, we have some drinks, some snacks for kids. These are the bows right here. These are the Bowdrill sets. I have 10 of them, 7 of them of which we will use today. Here are the knives organized, 1 through 10, and then 11 through 22. Each kid is assigned a knife and also has to wear a pair of gloves. And this is some string, which you'll see used a little bit later. Safety-wise, we have a fire extinguisher and a bucket here, or 2 at all times. We'll fill those with water. Just give you an idea of what it's going to be like for you. So today we are going to make a Bowdrill fire. In order to do that, one of the most important things that you need to do is to make a bird's nest, okay? So in order to make the bird's nest, you need to make something that looks like this. So how do you do that? Anybody know?
The fluff and the cattails.
The cattails would be a natural source. What if you don't have any cattails? Yarn. Yeah, exactly. This is called jute twine, all right? It's the stuff they make burlap bags out of. So here's what you're gonna do. This is gonna be your first step, and I'm gonna send you back to your station. You have to work on a stump or a piece of wood. Do not use a rock for anything, all right? In a second, you're gonna get your gloves and your knife number, and you're gonna take a piece of string, 1 per person, not per group, 1 per person. So everybody's gonna do this. Put the 2 ends together, like so. Find the center, right? Once you find the center, take your knife, cut away from yourself, split it in half. Take my knife like this. I'm gonna get on a wooden stump, and I'm gonna use the sharp part of the knife, not the spine, and I'm gonna scrape away like this. Okay? So the first thing is manufacturing the bird's nest. Today, you have these little junior varsity bird's nests, which are actually really good. They'll work fine. However, if you had more time, and you really wanna get good at this, you can use all kinds of stuff for bird's nests. For example, some of this dried grass, anything dried is really good. Pick that all up, put it together, and then I'm gonna take this whole thing and put it inside of this bigger bird's nest, okay? So a lot of this is just prep work. I am going to actually take my shoes off because I wanna keep everything dry because it's muddy out here. Look at the bottom of my shoes, it's soaking wet. So I kinda just do this and step onto the tarp. Now I'm in the dry zone, all right? So let's talk about using a Bowdrill. You're gonna have a few components. The next part is this. This is called the hearth board or the fire board, okay? All these are old fence posts, okay? I made a treehouse this summer and I used old fences, and these are cedar fence posts and they work perfect. And I have about 8 million of them. The next thing is the spindle. The spindle goes inside of the fireboard and spins back. You're gonna go. So what happens is this gets wrapped around this cord, spins back and forth very fast. That starts to create friction, all right? It creates a lot of friction. Now what happens when you rub these 2 sticks together is little fibers, kind of like when you scrape fat wood, little fibers start to fall off inside of this little notch, okay? Once they start to fall off, when you heat up those fibers by this fast friction going back and forth, it creates hopefully what is called a coal. And the bow don't stay perpendicular. So if you start going like uneven like that, this thing will pop out, okay? So now I'm on my right knee And I'm gonna put my left foot right on the wood piece right here, okay? Notice how I have this in my left hand. I'm moving it around. I don't have to worry about it just yet. I'm keeping these pretty much perpendicular. I'm gonna let go with my left hand. My left hand's gonna go to the outside of my body. And here's the most important part. Your foot needs to have pressure right on the fireboard, right next to where the spindle is. And your left wrist has to lock in right here against your shin. All right, here we go. Bow is in. Second attempt. Give it a little oxygen. Now, I think I have a coal. Is it smoking? Take the spindle, tap. See how it's close to the edge of the leather? You don't want to lose that right there. Okay, so I have this. Hold on. You got to take it, turn it around, have your stuff ready to go.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Not the whistle.
I'll make it. Pull that out if you can, lightly. There we go. So, it's fire, right? So I could have everything ready to go, and I would throw it on there.
Did the Eagles win? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Don't press so hard.
With the left hand?
Yeah, use the whole stroke. Go back and forth. Good. Back and forth. Stop pressing down so hard.
It's like coming up too much.
Big breath. Come on.
Big breath,
Just don't blow the coal out. Nice, dude.
Now look. Kind of get that going, right? Yeah. And then you flip it over. You have to have your bed ready and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, you got it, man.
How do you feel? Fire master.
I feel like a fire master.
And
I
you
feel
are.
amazing.
Nice.
A little tired.
I bet. Just put them on your tarp.
Okay.
Put it above your head. Put it above your head. There you go. And be ready to throw it. Long breath there. Squeeze it.
Yeah.
Long sustained breath. Slow down, slow breath. Turn it upside down. Look at this man. What do you have to say?
It's tired, man.
Bushcraft Master, you get an award today. How do you
Yes,
feel about
sir.
your award?
Good. I gotta get my Starburst, baby.
Yeah, you do.